You purposely went after AOC. You purposely went after her and again put yourself as the main character in a tweet about an assassination plot because there's something wrong with you. I don't know. Hello. My name is Ashlee and welcome to my channel. I am very excited about the topic that we are going to talk about today. Today, we are going to talk about Anna Kasparian and the Twitter fight that Anna Kasparian has been having with multiple people on the left, but mainly AOC. It's about AOC. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited because there's just so much and I'm excited to talk about it. So strap in, buckle up. We're going to go through it all and I'm really excited. But before we get into that, please like and subscribe and turn on post notifications and all the things to help me grow my channel. I also have a membership and yesterday the member video was about Usha Vance's new podcast. Yeah. So it actually made me a lot more heated and mad than I thought I was going to. So yeah, become a member to check that out. All right, let's get into it. So I think this all started on Twitter and Anna started it because of course she did, because of course Anna started this on Twitter. That's her most infamous moments have been from her starting things on Twitter. So she started something with AOC. So we're going to get into it. So this is how this all started on Twitter. So this is what AOC said. AOC said today the FBI and the NYPD disrupted a plot by a member of a pro-Israel terrorist organization to assassinate Nardine Kaswani. I am so sorry. I probably butchered that. This is a reprehensible act of political violence. There is no place for it in our city nor our country. I'm thankful that she is safe and the assailant is under arrest. Totally reasonable statement. I liked Zoran's statement better. But both of them, reiterated that it was a pro-Israel group that was behind the assassination plot. And so I'm happy that they pointed that out. So yeah, this is what started it all. You should vote to send Israel more money for weapons. And then AOC says, I never have. Feel free to continue lying publicly though. Those checks don't cash themselves. And you aren't talented enough to be relevant with the truth. Yes. Oh, I love AOC. Listen, first of all, I love this. She's right. Those checks don't cash themselves. Number one. Number one. I'll show you how Anna responded, and we're going to watch her video. Let me just remind you that Anna is specifically going after AOC, right? Just inserted herself into the conversation about an assassination plot, okay? Inserted herself as the main character in this situation. She's okay with Tucker Carlson. She said he's living like a normal human being. She said he's not anti-Semitic. She Marjorie Taylor Greene, she'll sit here and retweet her all day. But you purposely went after AOC. You purposely went after her and again put yourself as the main character in a tweet about an assassination plot because there's something wrong with you. I don't know. So so that's what Anna Kasparian is doing. Now listen, do I have my criticisms of AOC? Yes, of course I do. I've had my criticisms of Zoran. I have my criticisms of every politician. None of them are perfect. And I specifically did criticize AOC when she did not vote for Marjorie Taylor Greene's amendment to not try to differentiate defensive weapons and offensive weapons to Israel. And I was upset that AOC did not vote for that. I think she's trying to play the game of politics to run for higher office, and I think that that's her goal here. And you know what? If she can become a senator, if she can become the president, then great, wonderful. I would love her in those seats. And I think I still really like her. I still like her. I think she's a great politician. Do I think that she plays the game a little bit more than I would like? Yes. I always say this, my favorite politician of all time is Cori Bush. She's running. Okay. So if anyone wants to help with, if you live in or around St. Louis, help with door knocking, help with call banks. There's some call banks up. I've been door knocking. So everyone, let's help her get this done. Let's help her get into Congress, please. I'm begging you. But she, like Cori Bush is someone who's not going to like play the game. She's always going to stand up for what is right. And, again, there are some politicians that don't want to play the game, that don't play the game. And unfortunately, because she didn't, AIPAC spent shit tons of money against her. Now she's no longer in Congress. AOC kind of played the game. Even though she has called it a genocide, she kind of played the game in a way and wanted to differentiate between defensive and offensive weapons to Israel, which there's no such thing. It's the same thing. Palestine does not have an army. They are literally occupied, and Israel is committing a genocide. And so there is no such thing as defensive or offensive weapons when it comes to sending money to Israel to literally genocide Palestine. There is no ceasefire. They've continued to genocide Palestine, and now they've been bombing Lebanon and going after Lebanon and trying to do the same thing to Lebanon. There is no difference between offensive and defensive weapons. She voted no on that amendment that Marjorie Taylor Greene put in the bill. But she did not vote for the bill to fund those weapons to Israel. And so Anna was basically saying that she voted for the funding of weapons to Israel, but she did not. She voted present, and she just voted down the amendment that Marjorie Taylor Greene had that got rid of that difference between offensive and defensive weapons for Israel. And so that's where this is coming from. And I was upset with her then, right? Like I was upset with her then. And I was upset with her because I just didn't understand why she wouldn't vote for this. Like I get it. It's Marjorie Taylor Greene. You don't like Marjorie Taylor Greene. I don't like Marjorie Taylor Greene, but it was a good amendment. And so it's frustrating because other people did vote for that amendment. And she did not. And so do I think she should be criticized for that? Yes. Do I think that we should just be like, oh, F AOC altogether? No. No, because I think she actually has, like, call me crazy. I don't know. But a lot of people, listen, call me crazy. I don't think I'm crazy. But I think that AOC, I think she should run for president. I really do. That's my number one contender and my number one person who I would want to run. Has she made some missteps here and there? Yes. And should she get criticized for that so she can learn from it and changes the decision she makes going forward? Yes. So this is how Anna responded. She said, sure, I might be untalented, up to others to decide. She like when scorched earth on you and you're like, sure, I might be untalented. Oh my God. Okay. Up to others to decide, but I can deduce that voting no on legislation that would cut arms to Israel amounts to supporting U.S. funded arms to Israel as they carry out war crimes and atrocities daily. So that, and like, get it. Listen, it sucks because like, I can understand why you're mad at this. Like I was mad at this. I am mad at this. I think it was a bad decision. You can criticize AOC. I understand it. If you don't want her to be president, fine. Like I get it. But I do think she is our best chance. I do. I think she is our best chance on the left. I do. And I think that's why people are starting to go after her. And I think that's why centrist Dems and third way are starting to go after her. And I think this is why, because they understand that she would be a very popular option, and would I think way outperform people like Gavin Newsom. So she said, those crimes are committed with zero fear of blowback thanks to the defensive capabilities Americans are forced to bankroll. In addition to voting no on that legislation last year in 2021, originally and correctly voted no on a bill to funnel extra $1 billion to Israel on the top of the $3.8 billion we already send them every year. You got a little pressure from your corrupt colleagues, changed your vote to present, and then wept about it. Literally, is that what political talent looks like? Israel was enjoying an economic surplus this year. We, on the other hand, were not. As for cashing checks, I'd respectfully ask you to remember who pays yours. It's the people you're lying to right now. she did vote present. That's what I'm saying. I do think it's a good criticism. You were going to vote no, but then you voted present because you got some pushback from the other Democrats. And I think that's something that AOC does has done a lot. That's what I'm saying, that I feel like she's trying to play this politics game so she can run for a higher office. I get what she's doing and I get the mindset, but I also don't like it. People like Hakeem Jeffries, people like Chuck Schumer, they're never going to support you. They're just not. They didn't support Zoran. They still don't support Zoran. They barely talk to him. They actively go against the people to the left in their party. So I just don't understand why you would want to try to play that game with them, try to play that politics game with them, because they're never going to support you. You know, it's kind of like when Zoran didn't want to endorse Triose. Like, I know there's other things going on, but, you know, you're trying to strike up this deal with maybe like Hakeem Jeffries or whatever, but I don't see that as working out for you, because Hakeem Jeffries is never going to support you. He's never going to be on your side. And I feel the same way with AOC. Like, they're never going to be on your side. Like, if you run for president, they are not going to endorse you. They'll work to stop you. They'll work against you. I do think that that's a fair criticism to give AOC. I just don't understand picking a fight with her out of nowhere when this all happened like a few years ago. And so it's very strange to me that like this is just coming back up all of a sudden. And it's coming back up like as centrists and third way and stuff are going after leftists and want to go after AOC. They don't want her to run and they think she'd be really popular. And so I just think it's interesting that like this is when Anna decides to pick a fight with AOC, you know? Cenk got into the fight. God, why do they write so much? Jesus Christ. Okay, so this is what Cenk said. He wrote entirely too much. They are like writing books on Twitter and I don't understand. Wasn't at one point, like I've never been a big Twitter person, but like wasn't at one point there was like a character limit? Why did they take that away? I feel like I have this rant very often because it's just annoying. It's just annoying. He said, this might be a stronger clapback than you've had against the war or your corrupt colleagues, but we don't need any more silly beefs like this. Bro. Who started it? Anna Kasparian. Who started it? The person that you've literally let just like tank your media network, by the way. I don't understand why you're like, oh, we don't need silly beefs like this. Dude, Anna started it. She started it. Like, she started it out of nowhere, out of thin air, out of poof nothing. And it was so that you guys would get more eyeballs. Like, what? Okay, so this is silly. We don't need any more silly beefs like this, dude. Y'all are like the king and queen of silly beefs, okay? Like, y'all are like the king and queen of it, all right? And it's never your fault. You never start anything. It's never on you. It's always the other person, even though it's really funny because you and Anna seem to pick fights all the time. All the time. But it's never your fault. It's never, everyone else is crazy, just not you. Okay. You voted in favor of Iron Dome a couple times. That's okay. Water under the bridge. You vote for IHRA definition of anti-Semitism, which is inexplicable and egregious. Of course, sending any weapons to Israel is worse than the speech you blocked, but it's against all progressive beliefs to equate criticism of Israel with anti-Semitism. I know that stuff is really popular in Washington, but it's unacceptable to take our speech rights away like that. But everything in the past is erased the minute you start fighting. So please fight as hard as you can against this war, the insane Israeli aggression and the occupation. No, you're not fighting nearly hard enough right now. Yes, we would like you in the battlefield next to us. Yeah. Come on, Tucker Carlson with us. Come on, Tucker Carlson with us. That's how we're going to fight. If you can't fight the establishment over this, what can you fight them over? Either you put your boots on and you stand a post, or we're not interested in any sarcastic comments toward people who have been fighting against this war and Israel's control over the country and trenches this whole time. All right, so this is the next day. I had dinner with my dad, so we're going to finish this video. That's why I'm wearing something new and it probably looks a little different. Anyway, we're going to finish this video. We're going to talk about Anna Kasparian's response to all of this. And we're going to talk about AOC kind of changing her opinion on things. And yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, so we went through Anna's tweets and Cenk's tweet and AOC's tweet and their whole little debacle on Twitter, right? Anna is going after AOC, who hasn't gotten any money from AIPAC. And her and Cenk tend to cozy up to people like Ro Khanna. Now listen, I like Ro Khanna, okay? Is he my favorite person in the world? No, I don't like that he's so chummy with all of the San Francisco like tech bros. That's not something I don't like that, right? And he has taken money from AIPAC. So AIPAC actually, it's funny because Ro Khanna hasn't always had a good stance on Palestine. He now does, and it's getting better, but he has taken money from AIPAC. And so this is actually a crazy tweet that I saw when I was getting ready for this. So it says, AIPAC is using itself to attack Democratic politicians. Wild times, man. And this is from Wajahat Ali. I love him. He's amazing. But AIPAC posted this. So, you know, there's that one group that called Track AIPAC. So this is literally like AIPAC posted this and said, this you, Ro Khanna. And it's like, AIPAC is so toxic to Congress people, to politicians, that now even AIPAC, when a congressperson is like, yeah, you know, I've changed my mind, like this is a genocide. I don't think Ro Khanna said that it's a genocide yet. You know, when he starts changing his mind and he doesn't want to send money to them and what have you, they're like, oh, we gave you money, Ro Khanna. Like, isn't that a liability to you? Isn't this crazy? This is crazy. And I just thought this was interesting because it's in a similar vein of when Anna is going on Tucker Carlson. I said, you know, it's interesting that Anna and Cenk say they'll talk to anyone. The whole point is talking to people that they don't agree with and whatever. But the one thing that they don't do is go on a lot of leftist shows. And so who they choose to talk to is the message that they're sending. The shows that they go on is the message that they're sending, right? That's what's sending the message right there. And so I think with Anna, it's the same thing. The people she's deciding to call out sends a message. I just wanted to point that out, and I also thought it was crazy that AIPAC is now doing that, because of course they are. Oh, I wanted to shout out Natalie. Thank you, Natalie, for sending me this. So you sent me the response that Anna had, so we're gonna watch that now.
I've been at TYT for almost 20 years, okay? The claims of me being a grifter are so stupid.
Okay, they're not stupid. And listen, okay. So this person says, post left watch, Anna Kasparian has a meltdown over being called a grifter. This segment is about AOC. AOC never called her a grifter. So this is like grievance politics, okay? This is just grievance politics. Like, listen, again, I have my grievances with people like Ro Khanna. I do. But if he ran for president and he ended up getting the nominee, hell yeah, I would vote for him. Hell yeah, I would campaign for him, because I think he's a much better option than someone like Gavin Newsom. These are better options than the normal corporate Democrat. They just are. They're not perfect. And yes, they should be criticized so they can make better decisions, which Ro Khanna and AOC are both doing. But like, this is grievance politics. This has nothing to do with like what AOC is actually doing. This has nothing to do with anything. And do I think AOC could fight back harder? I do. Do I think she could be a little bit louder? I do. I do. But she is mad because she has ruined her reputation. She's getting in fights with everyone on the internet. That's like her thing now. She's in a fight with like Julian Michaels. You know, she's in this fight with AOC. She's in a fight with everyone online. Like, that's just like her thing. That's what she does. She claims she's not a grifter because she has a junky car, and then complains everyone else calling her a grifter. And this is why I say she is a grifter, because the way she talks about this is so funny to me, because it's the same way that she talked about Hassan. And you could tell she was jealous of Hassan. She said it first, I'm not jealous of Hassan. Yeah, you are. She's jealous because she's been there longer, and yet I think she feels like it maybe hasn't paid off for her as much. And she only started really going on other shows and CNN and all these places when she started having more centrist right-wing views. And so it's like, no, you are a grifter. And I feel like this proves it. And every time you try to say you're not, you bring up the money thing, and I'm like, yeah, to me, that proves you are a grifter.
I drive a 2017 Honda Civic that on some days doesn't even start. And I have to call in and say I got to work from home. We lost a huge portion of our audience when I was willing to deviate a little tiny bit from.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. She's mad. She's mad. This is all of this. All of this has nothing to do with policy. It has nothing to do with politics. It has nothing to do with bringing the both sides together or whatever the hell that her and Cenk keep saying. That has nothing to do with it. And this has everything to do with Anna and her prominence and her career. And that is why she's talking like this. So I just think that she got herself into the situation and she feels stuck. And now she's lashing out on everyone else.
On the far left on a few issues. But I did it anyway because I want to be honest with my audience.
Oh.
I did it at a tremendous cost to me.
This is all about her. This is so selfish. Again, like Olay says, my favorite quote of Olay that she has ever said is, "It is coddle a white lady hour," and that's what Anna has done. That's what Anna's doing again. It is coddle a white lady hour over here on TYT again.
A tremendous cost to Cenk. And I value him so much for sticking by me and letting me just be me. If I wanted to be a grifter, guys, you have no idea. Gotten me fired from one of my side jobs that I loved, but I tell the truth anyway. Oh. I risked.
Is she talking about her talk? Wait, is she talking about her talk? It's because she was talking about Israel, and so didn't she? Wait, Julie and Michaels leave. Wait, did Anna get fired? I thought they. Listen, that show was not interesting by any means. I think Julie and Michaels left. I didn't cover that because her take was just so boring. I covered some stuff from her take, but it was just so boring. And yeah, I mean, that was kind of Julie and Michael's fault. She could not stand them criticizing Israel whatsoever. And so she always got super uncomfortable with any of them criticized Israel. But the reason that Julie and Michaels walked out is because Anna and the rest of the panel were kind of insinuating that it could be possible that Israel killed Charlie Kirk, and that's why she left. So that's what Anna's talking about there.
I promise you, I will always tell you what I think, and I'll always explain to you why I think it.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing is she's like, I always tell you what I think and I'll always tell you the truth. You said that Trump wasn't a fascist. You said you went to school and learned about fascism, and then you said Trump isn't a fascist. So I don't really, excuse me, if I don't really trust what the hell you're saying. You also bought on to the bandwagon of Trump being anti-war and all this other bullshit. So excuse me if I don't really, what you say doesn't mean a whole lot to me,
But for the love of God, please deal with the substance of what I'm saying. Instead of allowing your brain to atrophy by just going to the, you're just a grifter argument. It's so stupid. Call me a grifter and say oh, you're cashing check. Okay, then show me the evidence. What checks am I cashing here at TYT? Where
Also, if I were Cenk, the way Cenk has rode for her is ride or die for her, and Anna's over here from TYT. What am I getting from TYT? If I were Cenk, I'd be excuse me. What? She does this all the time, which is why I will never understand this dynamic between her and Cenk. You're kind of insulting him. You're kind of insulting TYT at this point, which is I have no problems with. But you, this is crazy. You're I appreciate him so much. He didn't fire me. He kept me and he let me say what I want and blah, blah, blah. But then it's yeah, I work at TYT. What do I get? It's what? Oh my God. That's how I know you're, again, that's proof. You're just proving people's points, man. You're proving people's points. I don't know. Was there a poly market check? Was there a poly market check? Did you get that check? What about the check that you did when you worked with PBD? What about that check? Now, she committed to voting against any spending on arms for Israel, including defensive weapons capabilities like the Iron Dome and tonight's NYC DSA electoral forum. And she said, great, this is good. And then there's this one, track AIPAC. She's gotten nothing from AIPAC. So it's funny that Anna was all hung up on the checks when AOC hasn't gotten a check from AIPAC. I think that her doing her little right-wing grift, which was a grift, didn't work out, but they've already faced the consequences for that. So they've already lost members, they've already lost subscribers, they've already lost people. And so now she's not getting the relevance she wanted, and she still works at TYT, and she now has to deal with losing even more relevance and then trying to like make her way back. And it's by picking fights with everyone and like schmoozing up to all these right wingers. So I don't know. I don't know, man. Anyway, that was the video today. I am happy that AOC changed her opinion, though. I think that's good. And I'm glad that she, like I said, I do think she needs to be criticized. I just think this was like a weird way of doing it. And it was very grievance focused, and it was very like selfish. Like, I don't think this really had anything to do with AOC. Like, I think her little clip there, I don't think it really had anything to do with AOC. I think her outrage and her frustration is everyone calling her out. And so she takes it out on all these different people that she picks fights with. And it's not really about AOC. It's about people calling her a grifter, and she's mad that people are calling her out. Yeah, that's my opinion, and I'm happy AOC has changed hers. And yeah, anyway, that was the video today. Tell me what you think below, because I would love to know. I have gotten some topic suggestions, so if you have any topic suggestions, put them in the comments, comment on any of my posts, let me know, and I will check it out. All right. Well, that was the video today. I love you all very, very much. Please like and subscribe and all the things. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.